Good morning, everybody. Let me introduce to you this morning Darren Bramley. He's the production manager at Air Affairs here in Nowra. And good morning, Darren.
Good morning, Greg. Thank you.
Air Affairs is a name that locals understand is a successful local defence support company. But what does Air Affairs actually do?
Okay, so Air Affairs is quite a complex business. So we are now a medium enterprise, and 100% locally owned and operated. So established in 1995 from a small little 3-4 person company up to 177 employees now and contractors. So it's a medium enterprise because we're still under 200, but we're looking at our growth in the next quarter as well, which is quite funny in these downturns. So within the company we have defence clearances, and we are ISO 9001 certified. We've got a fleet of Learjets, 22 Learjets, in fact, 22 flyable tail numbers, and a couple of Beechcraft, 2 King Airs. We are also a part of the group company. We are also our RTO, Registered Training Organisation. We are the OEM for our targets and our reeling machines. Also under wing pods and fire scanning actually go in the pod. UAT, which is our Phoenix jet drone, we are the OEM for that as well. Not only with the Phoenix jet drone, that's something a little bit special because that's 100% organically designed, developed, tested, and built in Nowra. So that's pretty special. It's taken us 12 years to get there, and we're up to, I think, about 160 tail numbers to date. It's contracted for the 3 arms of Australian Defence Force and also exported all over the world to allied countries. So that's a huge milestone for such a unique vehicle to be designed, developed and produced in sleepy old Nowra with huge export opportunities. So we are a true international export company as well. Okay.
Yeah. So that means that your business is fairly unique, not only in Nowra but in Australia. To keep at the cutting edge and demonstrating best practice, Air Affairs needs to invest in its staff and its processes to maintain your status as a innovative company. Tell me about how Air Affairs has done this in the past.
Yeah, that's a good question. So we've had to grow significantly, and a lot of that is the skill set does not exist. We need to develop, let alone fitting into our culture. So we've done that through our school system, and I keep saying that education. And I'm not talking just tertiary education, but education, getting in quite young. So we're doing a mentoring into the schools from year 8, and trying to change that mindset within the schools, within the mums and dads, to saying there's real opportunity for this to be locally. There's true career paths locally. So please do not look at necessarily you need to go to university or you need to go to Sydney to secure a career. So that mindset of engineering, manufacturing, it's not dead at all. It's not dead. There's been a lot of sad stories exiting Australia over the last decade. But is that true manufacturing or is that true processing? I'm not sure. But manufacturing is not dead. It's more attractive than ever. And how we're enticing the millennials with that is with the aid of technology. And we need to adapt technology through traditional manufacturing methods to be productive anyway. So we need to do that to be productive, sustainable, but with the conduit to the millennials, that is the key. That is the key. We have got a bit of because we've been doing it for the last couple of decades through the school, we have got a natural structure career for the young people. So, you know, we've got a master tradesman apprentice. So he looks after all the guys coming through work experience in stage one. And then we've got a structured platform throughout the progression of the workshop. So the stage one is looking at stage 2, 2, 3, 3. Then the qualified guys are looking up and beyond as well, all the way through to the top level. And we do that with, you know, then you get into retention, and that's a whole new discussion, but we've got some good retention methods today. And it's not just monetary driven. That's the key. That's the key. We also support the STEMship program, and I know a lot of businesses do that as well. So STEMship was launched 2019 last year. It did not run again, which is a little bit disappointing. But this year, we're in 2020, we're on the Yes platform, which is run through TAFE. So we're supporting that at the moment as well. So we're quite engaged with TAFE, schools, and our community.
Right. So, in my discussions with his managing director Chris Sievers over the years that I've known him and he worked in Nowra, he's been concerned that industry training was not at the forefront of where industry needed to go. You were also troubled by where you needed to have your workshop employees by way of skills and equipment. Tell me about the conversion between conversations between Chris and yourself to get you where you are now.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess it's a bit of that's a tough question. So industry training. So Airafares is about training. You know, our products train defence. They stimulate defence. So that's one question. So we found that industry, meaning the customer, let's say defence, was not getting the training that they needed. So they weren't getting the stimulation, they weren't getting the value for money, and also the supply chain is overseas. So, you know, today we see supply chain issues, but even 2 decades ago, there were still supply chain issues and value for money. So we had to develop our own solutions, products, and confidence. And that takes time. That takes huge amounts of time. But in parallel with that, we also had to build the skill set to deliver these solutions. So we spent a lot of time overseas. We spent a lot of time overseas with competitors, friends, and networking. So 1 minute we're aligning together, and next thing on a different contract we could be a competitor. But we've had those long-standing relationships for a long time. So we developed, learnt skills from abroad, and then brought back to Nowra the best parts of all over the world. So today we've got technology from technology, meaning hard technology, from Germany, Japan. We've got soft technology from parts of Europe, States, and you know, all the way through to Israeli tooling and things like that. So we've had to bring the best of the world and customize it into our platform here.
Oh no. So this had you know, both you and Chris looking at the state-of-the-art equipment. You needed to hone the skills of your employees, and this brought to where Airafares Australia is today. Tell us about the Advanced Manufacturing Centre at South Nowra.
Yeah, so the Advanced Manufacturing, so I guess Airafares is, we've got quite a few different sites through Nowra. ATP, so that's more of an operations centre. AMC is located at Flinders Estate, so that's the old Tyco building, and we're calling it AMC, and we could be changing the name too, which is, we're going to add another acronym on there, but we're calling that the Advanced Manufacturing Centre. So we have got state-of-the-art equipment in this centre. Okay, we're just installing from yesterday for the next 2 weeks a brand new machine from Germany. So it's a 5-axis simultaneous machining center with automation. So that's that's been on order for the last 14 months. So it's a high capacity machine that we can do traditional manufacturing with new techniques, let's say. Okay. So again, a lot of people can buy machines, they can buy software, but our true resources are our people, and I always bang on about culture. So our culture is our culture is our business, our culture is our customer. So within AMC, and AMC is a little bit different to the rest of Airafares. I guess we've got 40 odd guys around AMC. The average age is about 27 years of age. We've got 12 apprentices on at all times. So our retention rate of those apprentices is quite high. I'm talking probably 98%. So that's hence our true apprentices really come to fruition when they get to about 25, 27 years of age, and they are a true leader. So again, I hope I'm answering the question, but that's our true resource is our skill set, our culture, and then we adapt that to the machines and the technology. But that's actually a higher skill set than the actual technology of the machines. So.
And Holly Pastors from Careers Advisor background has also posted a comment up there, and it's about that Airafares is very good to the school system and to Careers Advisor, very good to our office, and allows us to bring teachers, bring other people out to your facilities and exchange ideas and demonstrate to the school teachers and whatever what Airafares are doing. So without giving away any secrets, Darren, where do you think that this can take Airafares, and is there scope for other local businesses to join the ride?
Good morning, Holly. It's been a long time. So, yeah, absolutely. So I guess the secrets are hard work, honestly, hard work and keep evolving. That's what I believe. So have a plan, stick to it, and if it needs aligning, readjusting, we do that. So we design, we develop, we receive. So, and that's products, yeah, absolutely. But that's our workforce as well. So culture, I bang on about culture all the time. So we need to build our own, what we need to achieve. So, and the true aspect here, I believe, is local. So it's local, meaning we've tried to draw this particular skill set in from abroad and also domestically as well. Funnily enough, is sometimes we get the people that need to or want to retire down here, and they're in retirement mode. So that's not what we're about. And then we get other people down here that they like it at the start. They like surfing, the bush, and everything like this. But then they also like the restaurants that are open 24 hours a day and this and that. So what's worked for us is locals, design, develop, culture. That's honestly, that's our secret. That is our secret, I believe. And that takes a lot of hard work.
So for you personally, you've not done this alone, but at times you would have been out of your comfort zone. How have you managed that? And with hindsight, what may you have done differently?
Yeah, well, I would do a lot of things differently. And I would also take a lot of things that we've done and just supersize it, So it has been tough, and it's still tough today. Don't get me wrong. It's tough all the way, but it also is very rewarding. My good days are extremely good. Bad days are, we just got to learn and adjust from there. But to answer your question, honestly, it's mentors. So I've got lots of mentors, many. Some are local within the Shoalhaven. Some are domestic. My prime contractor contacts my people that have been in the Navy for the last 20 years, and they're elevating. They're in Canberra, and also international as well. So mentors, listening to their life skills, and also listening to their life skills, how they do things, but also getting that and adapting it to our company, our platform, our location. So that's and I still do that every day.
Yeah. I've got a question there from Anna. How would you describe your culture, Darren, and why do your employees stay with your business?
How do I describe culture? So culture is, you would have to ask that question to one of the employees, and I mean that. Our culture we're like a family-owned business. We've got different sectors of the company, but I'm just saying we're like a small family-owned business. So we lead with a lot of compassion as well. So we're very passionate. We're very engaged and compassionate as well. So we respect our employees like a small little business, but we're growing to be a medium. Well, we are a medium-sized growing to a large business. So there's lots of opportunity for the people to grow along with us. So yeah, our culture, we don't have a lot of sick days. For example, I'll say this: culture. How do you measure culture? We haven't got an HR department. We're 177 people. We haven't got an HR department. We've got a HR contractor, which we reach back to. But what we do is we put the HR person on the front line on that management stream. And if they cannot do that, well, they're the wrong person, if you know what I mean. So it's just different. And remember, we're managing a lot of millennials as well. So that's a pretty tough gig in itself. But I've got to tell you, they're super smart, super rewarding. And once you have that engagement, that retention, you've got it. You just got to shape it. So, funny question. You probably need to come out and feel it, see it, and speak to the people on the ground.
Mm. Righto. Another question here from Donna. If you could change just one thing about the skills ecosystem to better support business, something new or improved, what would that be?
We need to change the mindset. We need to change the mindset within the school, definitely within careers, and also, the mums and dads as well. We're getting into a generation where that skill set, it's here already. We're importing that skill set, and that's where the proper sustainable career paths will be for the future. So we've been trying to do that for a long time. The funny thing is sometimes we don't have a lot of success in the schools, definitely with the careers advisors, but it's their advisors to the careers advisors, let's say. It's the guys on the ground. So we're watching some people within different schools, and some schools are better than others because we've got the relationships in. But we're watching young people from 14 years of age, so year 8. And we're starting to, get them into industry. We're watching them and watching them start to develop their own skills. Some develop really well, some fall off. And then some people are ready in year 10, some people are ready in year 11, some people are ready in year 12. So it would be good to be more noted in the schools. I guess we need to make it attractive. We need to make it sexy, sustainable, and I mean that. And they're pretty powerful words, but we need to capture the attention of the schools. They need to drive it. They need to start driving it. It's sustainable. It's attractive. They're proper career pathways. We've got a young guy at the moment that, we took him out at year 11. He did his traineeship here. He's on the 3D printer. and engineering, obviously. Now he's doing some biomedical medicine at university remotely. So, you know, we've got some really youthful, smart people around us.
And I know you've been a supporter of the programs that the Economic Development Officers run, where in conjunction with the SPBA, we ran the professional snapshot, which is introducing the high school kids to some of the professional careers. And then we also run the teacher tour, where we take a busload of teachers and show them enterprises like Air Affairs and others around the town, and that's part of that culture of changing those people's perception. We don't just target the careers advisors; we target all the teachers. But it's and a critical part, I believe, is as you've said, is getting to the parents. And a trade or a skill or a craft is a worthwhile progression and career that you can get fulfillment out of and earn an income. So I think there's no more questions up there. There's one question about your website, but we can tell people about where to find Air Affairs website. I will do that in the bulletin when we report on this interview. So I've enjoyed the chat this morning, Darren. It's been enlightening to hear about a successful Shoalhaven business, and there's many of them out there. I hope that members of the SPBA have enjoyed this expose and the journey that you and your business have taken. So I thank you once again for coming along this morning, and I thank the SPBA. The next, we will be doing more of these series. The next one I haven't quite locked away, and I think mainly because it's probably within the school holidays, the next one. But I hope to do a story with a prominent agribusiness operation here in Shoalhaven, and show where they've come and how their journey's similar. It started back in the 90s, and we're now starting to gather the benefits of that experience. And that's been a coalition of state government and the industry itself. So hopefully we'll bring that to you next time. I haven't quite got that locked away, but we should be able to promote that shortly. So again, I thank Darren. There's another, another short plug. Shoalhaven City Council has been funded by the Commonwealth Government to undertake an export hub here in the Shoalhaven, to develop an export hub. And we've employed a facilitator to do that, a fellow by the name of Milton Basley, who comes with a lot of experience and will be appealing for industry, be they professional type industries, manufacturing type industries, to join that hub and share experiences of how you can expand your markets into overseas horizons. So I'll hand back to you now, Anna.
Thank you very much, Greg. And Darren, thank you very much. I was frantically typing just one more question, if we can squeeze it in. I'd love to hear a specific example of where you've taken a local and from school, and then you've developed them all the way through your apprenticeship program and through and up, and just hear, obviously no names, but just hear that story of how you've grown them locally.
Okay, that's so no names. I guess so let's be a little bit comical as well. Okay, so comical. It's not just business. It's about life skills. It's about everything. So we had a young guy come to us, I would say 15, 16 years ago, from Bomaderry High School, year 10. Okay, he wanted to be an accountant, but he also wanted to leave school. So smart guy, wanted to leave. So I think he actually left in year 11. So, you know, accountant, we don't really need a traineeship accountant. Let's put him in engineering. Let's see how he goes. Let's give him some experiences, whether he with their affairs, or, you know, we do that for the local community. So we did that. We've seen a real type of skill set. He wanted to be an accountant, so he wasn't mechanical. He didn't have that sort of engagement. Within a little bit of time, he really understood and liked the career path that was available, which is also known as a fitter and turner back then. Now it's a mechanical engineering trade and some. So we put him on, and he just had the soft skills. He had the correct soft skills to develop the hard skills, which we can teach. We don't need kids to come in with hard skills. That's what we develop. That's what we need. But we need some certain soft skills so they can actually continue on with the company. So he started. We put him on his apprenticeship. Did his apprenticeship. 4 years after, he went to World Schools. So he come second in Australia in World Schools, and only the first in Australia went to compete in Germany. So he's got a natural talent that he built organically. Okay, so you know, he had that skill set. So he was mentoring the apprentices, and we had him as a master mentor for the apprentices. And then there was something else that he started developing. So he's probably my protege. Let's say my protege. Okay. So, and he's looking up to me, and I'm helping him develop. So so his milestones. He's been to Japan twice for training, elite training. And he's also been to Canberra on a couple of project management courses and customer-related management courses to deal with OEMs and prime contractors. So, you know, again, we're trying to give him the opportunity to keep developing his skill and skill set. So right now, he's one of the top dogs in the shop. So let's talk about personal as well. So in this time, he's been, with his career path, he's been able to purchase a house, okay, which he just about owns. He's looking at purchasing another one. He's got 2 beautiful, healthy children. He's married, and he's also just had a vasectomy. So, and I'm not mentioning names, but what I'm trying to say, it's truly a successful platform. So it's turnkey. So, you know, in the next 10 years, Anna, you say, well, where is this young person today? Where is he? And I don't know, but I would like to speak of the next 10 years. I'm not sure where he's going, but to keep the engagement, to keep the, we need passion. We need passion. We need leadership, and also we need those personal circumstances to continue on with a work-life balance. So, yeah, he's one of the success stories, and it's only one. We've got quite a few people like that. But yes, overseas engagement, training, developing, sharing his developing skills, and he's a lot younger than I am. So some of the younger people coming through can relate to him a lot better than I. You know? So we've got this sort of natural sequence in motion, let's say. Very proud of that. I'm very proud of that.
Can I just ask one question as well? The proportion of females in that apprenticeship type cohort.
Yes. So right now we've got, it would only be maybe 10% of the females within the say the 20% employee ratio. So, but funny enough saying is we're screening for 2021 2 more. So we've had some real success stories with female apprentices, because today's skill set, you don't need so much muscle aggression. It's the soft skills, again, what I'm talking about. So the engineers of today, or those career paths, don't need to be necessarily strong. They need to be smart and using the technology in front of them to develop that. So you know, without being gender specific, they do bring a certain advancement along. We have trained over the years quite a few females, the issue is we also lose the females due to families, and that's what's happened. So they start their families. Where the other person I just spoke about, well, he's having his family, but he's been lucky enough to have, let's say, the stronger career. So his wife is actually looking after the young kids until she returns to work. So that's where we have lost a few females through our traineeship.
Right. Back to you, Anna.
Very much. Yeah, wonderful. Thank you again, Darren. That was very insightful. And yeah, expect an email from me, please. I've got millions more questions, but we've run out of time. So I really appreciate your time.
And I did say this before, and I do mean this, is please, I guess, when we're allowed to, we've got some measures in place, and it's not from Air Affairs side, but when you're allowed to, is please come out, and I invite you out, and we can have even a breakfast here. I mean that, but you can have a look through, and we're very proud to showcase what we do at Air Affairs and what we're doing with our youth program. And also our locals. And listen, I'll say something else. I missed this. I don't know how I exactly missed this, but on our RTO wing of the company, which is also located at AMC, is we have got a contract to train apprentices for Navy rotary wing platform. So that's the first time that training has been in NARA for nearly 3 decades. So we actually won that job and we bought that back. So this is the first year. We've got 28 apprentices for 18 months. And we're looking at adding some more value, let's say. So it's pretty attractive as well. So with our, let's say our local pool, we're also looking at Navy, as in that there's actually career options for people to actually join the Navy at Albatross and still live at home, have their friendships, their families, but actually a conduit up to there, but being able to live here. So instead of, and obviously they'll have to qualify, but instead of getting all these people from, let's say, Western Australia, and then they end up in the Shoalhaven, and next thing they don't really like the Shoalhaven because they like the desert, let's say. So it's a different mindset again. So we've got this local pool of people come through the system at the schools that can actually have career paths at Albatross, HMAS Albatross, which is super cool. It's really super cool.
If I can make a comment on that, it's something that Chris Levers and I have talked about for years, because that initial training for the apprentices and the tradesmen at Navy at Albatross was always done in Wagga.
Yes,
and
correct.
we could never work out why they did that. We negotiated with the military for a long time. We couldn't get the military to make that move to Nowra and bring that training to Nowra. But the way in which Chris has done it, he's offered them a private sector alternative to deliver it, and that's won the day. So that's a good win.
The training and the contracts still remain and enduring at Wagga. So this is a brand new opportunity for us. And again, it's not just awarded. We've got quite a few milestones and measures to achieve. So it's tough, but honestly, there's a reason why it's located at AMC as well, which is.
Well, thank you, Darren. Again, we really appreciate your time. I am conscious everyone's got to get off to work, whether we are working at home or going to the office or wherever we're working from today. So just a reminder, we have the Shoalhaven Professionals game show coming up. So this is the first of a new initiative. It'll be on Thursday, the 24th of September during the evening. So if you can, let your contacts know. There are limited numbers. The committee have been working hard to make it engaging and fun, and there's all sorts of activities that you'll be sent off to do from the virtual world of your home. no doubt with a beer or a glass of wine if you so choose, or a cup of tea. So 24th of September for that one. And then we do have our Big Brekkie AGM coming up on the 8th of October. And as I mentioned just as we were starting, it will include a breakfast bite topic like this, which Greg alluded to earlier. It'll also include our Four in the Room. So that's the SPPA's initiative for online networking. So rather than being listening, we actually get to engage and chat with people in the room, and then we'll have our AGM formalities and welcome the new executive and committee for the following year. So thank you again to both Greg and to Darren for your time, and everyone for joining us, and have a great day. Thanks, guys.